Bonsoir et bienvenue à Film Bastards. Je m'appelle Ian Loring et mon frère.
Oh, is that me? Mark Foster, hello everybody.
Bonsoir. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that then because I don't want to offend anyone. Not sure that was all right. Hello everybody. My name's Ian Loring. Welcome to Film Bastards. Mark's there. Becky's not just yet, but she will be in a bit. And yeah, I am recording in a static caravan-esque environ in southern France. So I probably don't sound as good as I usually do, and there may be some background noise. Apologies. I've closed the door now, Mark, because there was a kid kind of whining like a little dickhead outside, and I had to put paid to that.
Yeah.
Had to put paid to that. So, coming up on this week's show, some not at all French films. We will be talking about the Finnish film, Sisu, the one-man fight against Nazis film, as well as the just plain odd Robert Rodriguez directed, Ben Affleck starring Hypnotic.
Oh, we'll get into it.
Yeah, that's going to be a conversation.
Yes. My feelings towards that film are probably way too strong for what it might actually deserve.
Yeah, we'll get into it. That's a film. Okay, we'll also, we'll talk to movie news. I think trailer talk. Yeah, trailer talk. What we've been watching and whatnot. I've just got to say, I just off mic was talking to Mark about what we're doing and stuff, and like tomorrow we're saying, we're off to some caves tomorrow, and they got like the world's oldest cave paintings, and Mark just straight away was like, what, the cave of Forgotten Dreams? I was like, fuck. And it's like, they don't I swear they don't talk about that in the fucking publicity. But yeah, tomorrow I am going to the cave that Werner Herzog made a documentary about, and I didn't even fucking know.
Yeah, using the Avatar cameras, remember, as well.
Yeah, it was in 3D. I saw it in the Watershed in Bristol in 3D.
Yeah, I remember seeing a Q&A with Werner Herzog at it was like the premiere of the film, where he basically explained that Cameron let them use the cameras for free because Herzog said that it was an educational documentary and he wouldn't make any money off it. The minute after the premiere, after it had its cinematic run, it would then go, or like the actual film would then go to schools and be used as like an educational video. And somebody started asking questions, and he just started talking about how so much of the stuff in it is like not true. And it's like, hang on a minute, Werner, you've made an educational movie for schools, but some of the stuff he's saying isn't true. And he's like, yeah. And you're just watching it going, this is the most Werner Herzog thing you can imagine.
That's funny.
Oh, God bless that man.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I don't know. Next week I'll talk about the actual Cave of Forgotten Dreams, I suppose, not the doc.
I'm really looking forward to that.
So yeah,
I'm really genuinely really happy that you're going to that. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great because that film was awesome and it looked amazing. So yeah. I've got some real context for it now. And then Thursday I'm going fucking kayaking.
Oh, nice.
Never thought I'd go kayaking, but the dude in the family that we've come here with, he's outdoorsy. He's outdoorsy. We went down to a river today, and I shit you not, right? Donna was swimming in the fucking river, and a bird of prey came down right in front of her, just plucked a fucking fish out, and then fucked off right in front of her.
Oh, fucking hell.
Like, it was and he was a fucking big boy. Like, and she was all right. She was just like, wow, that was amazing. Yeah, it's good trip actually. I gotta say, south of France,
great, mate.
Yeah, south of France is all right, man. Absolutely. Some fucking. I told you this already, but for the audience, some French kids were like, I thought I was having trouble opening a gate. These French kids came along and like opened it up, and they just went, "Are you English?" And I was just like, "Yep." And they were like, it is easy for French people, not so easy for English." And I was just like, yeah, you're probably right, mate, yeah. And they just didn't know what to say. Yeah, alright, yeah, cool. Not used, yeah, they just didn't know what to say. And just stopped talking to me, stopped eye contact straight away, and just went off on their day. So I don't know. Hopefully, I've cured some xenophobia or something. I don't know. Just going, yeah. Don't take the piss out of me. I know. So yeah, no, good. Just one last thing as well. They got a water park here. Health and safety standards in France, maybe not quite so much as England. The top of the chutes, there's nobody there. There's no indication of when to go. So people will fucking pile up at the end of the chutes. It is hilarious. I saw like 5 kids, like it's the French teenagers yesterday, just go down this chute all clumped together. And the girl at the back, who, bless her, was a bit bigger like than all of the lads, was fucking screaming on her way down. Like something had gone wrong. And it was, yeah, I don't know, it was something. But anyway, yeah, we're in the region Ardèche, and it's very nice. A lot of scary. I drove over a mountain to get to a Lidl yesterday because I wanted to charge the car. The car charge. Oh, I tell you what, the car chargers over here as well. They're a law unto themselves. Fucking batshit way of starting a charge.
How's it work?
Like, so I'm looking at it, and Apple Maps didn't help at all because it said it was a fast charger and it wasn't. So I got there and it was shit. All right, it was kind of standard. Yeah, it said it accepted contactless payment. So I'm there. I'm just like, there's no fucking card terminal. Like, what the shit? And then like, I'm looking on it, and it's like, I'll scan this QR code. All right, I'll scan this QR code. Right, okay, fine. Takes me through to this French website, translate into English. Enter the ID. Right, okay, where's that then? And there's all these different combinations of letters and numbers all over this fucking charger, and it's like the 5th one I looked at was the one that was all right. And then I'm like, how the fuck does this thing open? Because like the charging port was behind a door, and I couldn't open the fucking door. And it was like, okay, so I actually have to go through and pay like a deposit, and then it unlocks it, and then you charge, and then it just gives you back the money from the deposit minus the charge you took. What? Like, what?
Yeah.
Could you not just have a card reader on it, please? Fucking just.
There'll be some reason, but it'll be a really stupid reason.
Yeah. But I will say the Fiat 500e is a lovely little car. Turning circle, like just a beautiful turning circle because he's so wee. Like good solid range. I drove for 2.5 hours and still had 25% charge when we got here.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, there was a fair bit of downhill, but still, like, yeah, not bad. And he's nippy as well, because you know there's like instant torque and whatnot with electric cars, but because he's small as well. But yeah, I'm having a nice time in it. Lottie fucking hates it because it's a 3-door. I don't care. Nippy little fucker. So yeah, Ardèche, south of France. So far, recommend it. Did have someone follow me to the resort yesterday, and they only turned around when the gate blocked them off, which was a bit weird. Still don't know what that was about. I will also say, Apple Maps, sometimes it shows you the speed limit, sometimes it doesn't. And that's fun. Like, I'll just guess how many kilometres an hour I'm supposed to be going then, shall I?
I mean, I will say that's your own fault for using Apple Maps.
Yeah, I know, but actually, hang on. Fuck, there is a Google Maps app that works with CarPlay, isn't there?
Yeah,
because you use it.
Yeah,
Fuck's
I use it. Yeah.
Sake. Right, I'm just going to download Google Maps then.
Yeah.
I'm having revelations.
It's a good fucking day.
It is. And also, like, the Heineken is nice and cheap over here. So I've quit drinking IPA because the hops are doing things to my belly.
Right, now, we're going well off fucking bat here. No fucking film chat yet. But fuck it, I'm going in on this. The thing is, because I don't drink at home, I only drink when I go out. And so, if I'm going to the pub, you know, the local pub we've got here has a decent selection. Only a couple of IPAs, but it has neck oil on draft, and it usually has a couple of guests. So I'm not too bad there. And most places that you go tend to have something nowadays. The thing is, when I was on holiday, it's not really... The craft ale culture hasn't really spread to a lot of sort of standard holiday places, I don't think, that is out there. So yeah. I was drinking essentially like a Greek lager. But I don't think if you're drinking during the day and you're going to be having over a course of from, let's say, midday on and off until like 1 a.m, so a 10 to 13 hour period, you're going to have anywhere between 8 and like 15 drinks. I'm not going to say pints, but 8 and 15 drinks across that period. I don't think I'd want to be drinking like fucking like halves or 3/4 or whatever of like an IPA, because it'd just be you'd end up a little bit too heavy on you by a certain point. Whereas I think like in the warmer climates, drinking something that's a little bit crisp can be nice. However, gassy.
I don't know. I'm kind of all right with that though. It's like I got a 20 crate of Heineken today, and they're only dinky bottles. They're 25 centilitres. There was like 20 bottles for €12, and that feels okay to me.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty damn good.
I can drink this stuff like a fucking fish. I like honestly, like have it like moving away from IPA. Like Heineken is now my shit. I don't know. I'm fucking Carl McLaughlin in Blue Velvet.
Yeah, 20 bottles for like a tenner, isn't it? Effectively.
Yeah, about basically a tenner. Yeah. So what's that then? It's like it'd be like 10 500ml cans.
Yeah.
Like that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, and they've got Budweiser over here that's like 5% as well, and I mean like it tastes like piss still, but at least it's 5%. But the resort place that we're at, so they have Corona on tap, but they put the lime in, no questions asked.
Which it's such an oddity in the sense that now you can't drink Corona without lime, in spite of the fact that the lime is not there for taste. It originally wasn't there for taste, but it's become so synonymous with it that now if you don't have lime with it, it tastes like crap. Hang on.
What was it there for then? I don't know this.
Lime, it wasn't there for taste. They used to put it in the top of the bottle because the lime stopped flies going around your edge of your beer.
That's pretty funny. But a lime in a Corona does make it a bit of a different drink.
Doesn't it?
It's quite nice.
It lifts it up. Yeah. If you ever go somewhere and you get a Corona or anything like that, your instant action is, have you got any lime? And if they go, no, you're like, well, what the fuck you? It's like Becky quite likes Blue Moon beer.
Sure. Yeah.
But she'll always say, "Ooh, can I have Blue Moon? But first, do you have orange?" And if they go, "No," she's like, "Right, I'll have something else then."
Yeah.
Because she's like, it doesn't taste the same. You need to have the orange in it.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh, Blue Moon's quite nice. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Yeah. No, because I mean, like so we got up at like 6 a.m. UK time on Sunday for the flight. By 10 o'clock, I was having an airport beer, which was great. And then, like, you had the flight over, then driving for about 3 hours. So then by, like, 6 p.m. UK time, I was, like, into, like, my third pint of Corona. I had, like, 4 pints of Corona when I got here on Sunday night. And then just fucking passed out. And it was great.
That's what you want, though, isn't it?
It was terrific. Anyway, so, yes. South of France, I recommend it. It's good. I really, really like France. I really like it. The people are, just... They've got a way about them, but I just appreciate how just fucking take it or leave it they are.
I need to go to somewhere in France that isn't Paris, because Paris is a fucking shithole.
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, it's... Like, yeah, I mean, like, we flew into Lyon, and that nice little airport. And like the drive was the drive down south was like lovely as well. But I mean, we're only about 50 kilometers away from Italy. I was thinking of just fucking off to Italy, like one day, just to say, yeah.
I went to Italy as well.
I fucked off to Turin for a day, but the car rental doesn't allow like cross country driving. So, and I wouldn't want to get I don't know. I don't fancy getting in trouble with a car rental company if I'm honest. I feel like
just drive to the border, park the car up, and just walk into Italy, and then walk back.
Oh, that'd be funny. Sorry, I'll just be a second. Where the fuck's right? I'm just getting a beer, but because I'm in kind of like a caravan-y environment, I can do that while still being on mic. Which is just terrific. It's terrific to the listeners. It's terrific. Oh shit! Actually, hang on. I just opened one. I got 3 in the freezer. Hang about. Oh dear. I hope the listeners are enjoying this, and if they're not, I don't really care. So. I got 2 now. Right. So movie news. Cannes has concluded.
Yep.
That's French. And the film that won the Palme d'Or, Anatomy of a something or other. I'm just pulling it up now.
Anatomy of a Farewell?
Anatomy of a Fall.
Fall.
Yeah. So this is directed by Justine Triet. So she's the 3rd female director to win the prize. Stars Sandra Hüller from Tony Erdmann. She was the daughter of Tony Erdmann. She's also in the film that was the runner-up, Jonathan Glazer's The Zone of Interest, which... Do you know anything about Zone of Interest?
I don't know.
Right, so this sounds like a film that's going to be some fucking difficult viewing. Based on kind of loosely based on a novel by Martin Amis, who died last week, I think the day after this film premiered. And it's essentially about a Nazi concentration camp higher up, and him just living his life with his family, and almost it basically just about it's all about the banality of evil, and how it's a job to him, and his family are just like, yeah, it's kind of like, we understand why you're doing it. Apparently most of it is set just in this family home that's just this like taken over home that they've made their own, and it's like the concentration camp. You don't ever see the camp. There is one shot where he's in the camp, and it's just the camera looking at him. And then every now and then you fucking see smokestacks in the background of shots, and like it sounds like it's gonna be real oppressive.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a laugh riot, that one. That's going to be an interesting one for Jonathan Glazer as well. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, look, and Jonathan Glazer. It's only his fourth film, which is wild, and it's. I'll watch it. But God knows I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, Anatomy of a Fall does sound more not more interesting, but it does sound like it's more up my street. She plays a writer, so Sandra Hüller plays a writer trying to prove her innocence in her husband's death. Sandra, a German writer, is arrested for murder following her husband's death in the snow under mysterious circumstances and tries to prove her innocence during the trial. So kind of like tangentially, like Decision to Leave-esque in a way. That was the first film that I kind of thought of there, and I think maybe just because it played Cannes as well last year. But it just apparently it's very, very, very good. And yeah, a legal thriller winning the Palme d'Or says to me that's a film that I need to watch. Yep. Zone of Interest is a film I need to watch. I can't say I particularly want to watch it.
It's one of those. Yeah. I will watch it, but am I kind of like...
But at the same time, unfortunately, the world at the moment, I think we need regular reminders that fascists are cunts. So, obviously Sisu, that's not a Cannes winner, but plays into that as well. But it seems like things were pretty well regarded at Cannes. I think we mentioned it briefly last week, but Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny seemed like people didn't like that very much. But beyond that, I don't remember seeing anything getting daggers across the board.
No, everything else seemed to get quite well received, didn't it? It seemed to be quite a positive Cannes experience.
Yeah, quite. So, hey, there we go. There's Cannes. I don't think there's really been too much else. The writer's strike's rumbling on, so not a lot's really getting going at the moment.
No, it's been quiet. Even going from segueing into trailers, there's not really been a lot because it seems to have all kind of gone a little bit quiet.
Well,
I suppose one bit of what is it that's come out is apparently early talks of a John Wick 5.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that the more that comes out of this, the more it is a fifth John Wick universe film and not necessarily a fifth John Wick film. It's going to have to be very, very good, I think, to essentially to make it worthwhile and to better what I think is a nice closure ending for that character.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. He literally died. Fuck spoilers, but yeah. The only thing is, I think we mentioned it at the time of the review. He's never actually gone directly like dismantled the high table or something like that. There is something. I don't.
There is a further big bad beyond the big bad that he's defeated.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's always people connected to the high table, but not like necessarily the high table itself. Or taking on the whole thing. So if they didn't kill him, I'd say there is some story left to be told, but they killed him.
But I do think they leave it ambiguous enough that they can have it that the high table thinks he's dead, but he isn't.
Yeah, I mean, and I suppose there is that, isn't there? There is that.
But it's just it's an epic. Is John Wick 4? It is an epic, and whether or not people liked the length. I know people have problems with the length, and I absolutely, can see people's point with having an issue with how long that film is. Personally, didn't, but I can see why many would. It did feel like an epic conclusion, and it would really have to go somewhere for a fifth to really. The fifth would have to be an absolute fucking barnstormer to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, quite. I mean, I kind of need Keanu Reeves to come out and say, "Yeah, we're doing Chapter 5. This is the last one. This is it."
I'd like it to come out and say, "This is it, and this was always the plan."
Yeah, I mean, that would be great as well. I don't know. Even if he's saying that, it's not true. It's like, just fucking say it.
Oh yeah, just fucking say it, and just to make, like you say, people feel better, because it's just a little bit like, I don't know. If you'd have told me before I saw number 4, there'll be there's going to be another one. I think everyone kind of thought there was, but then there was rumours that there wasn't. That this was the 2-parter put together and bits like that. It's all seemed a little bit. Let's see what happens. I mean, and the thing is, 4 has been, tremendously successful as well. I think has helped.
Yeah, exactly. And I think about it that there are dangling threads. I mean, it did kind of seem like that, because there was that mid credits, wasn't there, when Donnie Yen's confronted by the daughter of Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah.
But you've got that guy who was after him and then literally just sits there watching the end. And it feels like there's more to tell with him. Things are kind of set up in that kind of way, but it just, like, the narrative tension of the ending of the 5th one now, it feels like it can't be, well, is he gonna die? Because they did that with 4, and I don't know. I think I trust Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski.
The thing is that's it. I don't trust the movie studio to not be going, we need a fifth. Look, this has been the highest grossing one of the lot. It's made a fucking fortune. It's going to make a shit ton of money on digital and probably physical releases for them. I could see the studio lines get going, we need more. But I could also see Keanu Reeves, if he doesn't think there's more left there, just going, nah, do you know what? I'm alright. One of the reasons why these movies have stayed at the budget they've stayed, with the level of quality of how good they look, is because Reeves hasn't got greedy and turned around and gone, I want 50 million and I want 10%. I want 10 points in the back end. Like some stars would have had they got to this level. He's very much still, I'm all right. I'll do all right out of this.
Yeah, and Chapter 4 came out on iTunes yesterday. I bought it. I'm looking forward to watching it again and giving it another go. It's what you said basically, dude. Yeah. Let's see.
But trailers.
Yeah, trailers. The only one I remember is the new Barbie one.
I watched the new No Hard Feelings trailer.
Oh, I haven't seen this trailer yet. How is it?
Possibly one of the worst trailers for a movie I have seen, starring a young Oscar-winning actress, to the point of where, as I was watching it going, I genuinely have no idea what the fuck this movie is. Like, everything about it makes it look like the movie it is. But then my brain is going, what? But why is Jennifer Lawrence in this? Does she have? Is it going to come out in a couple of years' time where she's going to get asked about it and she's going to go, do you know what? Had a massive tax bill. Or something. Because it's, honestly, if this didn't have Jennifer Lawrence in it, people would be saying, this movie looks like an absolute piece of shit.
I think her agent has said to her, you've been out of the limelight for a bit, other people are coming up. You know, you kind of need to make a mark again. Because like Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney have like filmed a rom-com together, and like they feel like the kind of like the stars of now to be doing a rom-com. I mean, I'm really looking forward to No Hard Feelings because it's Jennifer Lawrence doing a bawdy comedy, which is basically manna from heaven for my particular tastes.
That's it. I will watch the shit out of it, but I'm watching it going, right, if you could pick a dozen actresses of the past 20 years to do this movie, and everybody would be absolutely saying, what the fuck is this piece of shit? It is
a skeezy premise as well. It's a premise that I'm surprised is actually getting made now.
Well, they tone it down a little bit in this trailer. They make it a little bit different in this trailer. It doesn't sound like she's getting paid to sleep with him in this one. It's a little bit different. I think maybe they've gone, ooh, do you know what? The reaction last time wasn't great. Let's tone it a little bit. But it's a bad trailer.
But also, you switch genders, even a toned down version of it would not pass.
Oh god, no.
You know, it's
no. If this starred fucking Robbie Amell and he was trying to fuck a younger girl because her parents thought that she was a bit too awkward.
Robbie Amell is a fucking fantastic reach there.
My brain just went, who can we get that's essentially a skin job, but it's a vaguely interesting skin job?
Are you saying that Jennifer Lawrence is a vaguely interesting skin job?
No, what I'm saying is, this is the type of role that would normally go to a vaguely interesting skin job.
Okay, yeah, good. I was about to have a discussion with you, but that's fine.
I would say there are less female skin jobs than there are male skin jobs.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, there are not a lot of female skin jobs out there.
But one of them is Alison Brie.
Alison Brie is a little bit of a skin job. I think Aubrey Plaza for a while was a skin job, but now has elevated herself out of the skin job genre.
Yeah, Alison Brie's an interesting one. I kind of feel like if she wasn't in Community, I do wonder what her career would be.
Or if she wasn't married to Franco.
Yeah, James's brother.
Yes, if she wasn't fucking James and married to Dave.
Yeah. Which Dave's okay with.
Dave's fine. Yeah.
So, right, Barbie. I think that we are at a difference of opinion on this one.
Well, I think I am at a difference of opinion with the universe on this one at the moment.
So, I've been pretty circumspect about Barbie. I've been in Greta Gerwig, I trust. This trailer, if it's just gonna be as silly as it seems like this is making it out to be, but like kind of like smart silly, I'm okay with that. But I mean, Ryan Gosling doing Ken, that bit at the end about the doctor bit and like wanting the clicky pen. All right, just feed me that. I am looking forward to Barbie, and I'm gonna say it, more than Oppenheimer.
I was more looking forward to Barbie until I watched this trailer, and then I was like, all right, so it's Barbie in the real world, kind of fish out of water. I wonder how long it took to come up with that fucking idea. How incredibly original.
Which is fair.
And it's just, and then even like the it's a movie for those who love Barbie and a movie for those who hate Barbie. It's like, oh, fuck off. Just please fuck off. Just I just want to see it now. So it can I really hope it's good. I hope it's fun. I hope it's nowhere near as smug as this trailer is. I hope it's more playful, like I found the last trailer. But I just a little bit worried that it's everybody having such a good laugh that I'm going to be there going. I'm going to be surrounded by a room of people having as much fun as the film seems to be having, and me just going, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Because basically, I hope I am being minge-faced about it. But yeah, I fucking hated that trailer, and I've watched it like 4 times just to see if I was just in a bad mood at the time, and I don't like that trailer.
It's going to be fascinating.
But then I spoke to Bex about it. I was like, "You watched the new Barbie trailer?" And she's like, "Yeah, what do you think?" I was like, "No, what do you think first?" She went, "I thought it was great. I think it looks hilarious." It's like, fuck, literally, am I the only person? I think I am, which means I am probably wrong.
Yeah, look, I mean, it could go wrong. Like that's the thing. I am.
But my biggest worry here is not that it'll go wrong, because I don't. I genuinely hope it doesn't. My biggest worry is that it'll go wrong, and because of who is involved in it, nobody will want to admit that it went wrong, and I'll be tearing like my face hair out because I don't have any head hair anymore.
I don't know. This one, I think, is. This one seems to be like permeating the culture enough that there will be enough. If it is bad, there'll be enough noise out there from people who don't really know Greta Gerwig and don't give a fuck about Greta Gerwig that will make film Twitter people feel more comfortable about actually expressing do you know what, it wasn't great. I'm more worried about people just going, it's either Barbie or Oppenheimer, you can't like both.
Which I think will happen. And I also will, but I think there's so much of people who have literally gone, this is my entire identity now. It's like, really? What? That doesn't make sense.
That's online stan culture, you know.
Oh yeah, it is. And I think that's the issue that I've got is that. You know what? Fair play. But Greta Gerwig has very much knowingly tapped into that, and it's a very good way to make a film. I'm definitely not criticising here, but it's so clever that they've got a hook in people. It's just nowadays that hook, when it comes out, people will literally just, rather than go, I need to go to the hospital about this fucking wound, this hook that's been teared out, they'll just go, oh, I always wanted a wound there anyway. Scars look cool. It's like, fucking no! You need to go to the hospital, dickhead! I just, either releasing the trailer that makes me go, or just let me see it.
Yeah, I don't think
not knowing what it is.
I don't think we need any more. And I will say as well, the casting of Will Ferrell does feel a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Who's going to be like Lord Business for Barbie? Let's just get the same person who was it for the Lego movie.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that. Who's been in a toy movie before?
And I'm sure Will Ferrell's probably getting paid handsomely. Probably wants to work with Greta Gerwig. You know, like I think there probably is that there. That does feel like lazy casting. But hey, look, let's see. You know, it's only a couple of months away now.
It's bonkers. But yeah, if you'd have told me like a few years ago that the latest Chris Nolan movie about Oppenheimer would be getting released on the same day as a Greta Gerwig Barbie movie starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, and that movie will cost more money. I'd be like, how? What's going on?
It's the fact that that movie as well does seem to be the one that's kind of attracting more attention. Like I've been banging the drum all along that I'm worried about Oppenheimer's box office performance. And it's just like, if I do just wonder. People can see two films on a weekend.
They are
not
the wider audience for each movie is different.
And I really, really, really hope. I hope that they both do well, and not like make the most, like the same amount of money or anything. I think there's going to be different expectations for them, and I hope they both meet their expectations.
Well, each has to make around somewhere between 200 and 250 mil to break even.
Yeah. Barbie will
the
be
death knell
fine.
for Barbie is if the early bits come out and it starts saying, and the word is, this isn't a Barbie movie you take your kids to.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, this is the thing. Barbie will open well, and then it kind of depends on what word of mouth is and things like that. But I think it's going to explode out the gates. Oppenheimer feels like it could be more slow and steady, as long as it's not overwhelmed by anything else coming down the pike. The week after was supposed to be the Marvels. It's not anymore. You've got the Meg 2 coming out a couple of weeks after, but they feel like the last two potentially massive films at the summer box office.
Yeah, I think both of them are going to be fine, to be honest. I think both of them. I think if either of them was touching 250 mil budget, I think it'd be fucked. But I think the fact that they're both 100 mil roughly budgets, I think they'll both be fine.
Yeah. I hope so. I'm more worried about Oppenheimer. But you've said anecdotally that sorry, I think my fart just got caught on mic there, and apologies. Sorry. You've said that people are like excited for it,
Yeah.
So that's terrific.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all for trailers this week. Been nothing else out.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, are we getting hypnotised?
Let's go.
Alright, okay. So, did Becky not see this, I take it?
She did not know.
Okay, alright, cool. So, Hypnotic is directed by Robert Rodriguez, and the other credits are basically all of his kids.
Yeah.
Seriously, when it said produced by Racer Max at the end, I burst out laughing.
The thing is,
just an incredible credit.
His other kid, Rebel, is the composer, isn't he?
Mm.
It's not a bad score.
No, the score. Like, to be fair, it's a good score.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that kid's actually probably got a career, but I don't know, just produced by Racer Max. It's just a great credit.
It is a little, fucking hell.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, so...
would he not sit long enough to learn how to fucking edit?
Yeah, for God's sake. So, it stars Ben Affleck, Alice Braga, and William Fichtner. So, Ben Affleck plays a cop whose daughter was kidnapped by a guy who then claimed to not remember where he essentially put her. But he's getting through life. He's called by his partner to investigate potential bank robbery. And William Fichtner is there, and he can talk to people and make them do things. And it goes on from there. So, all spoilers all the time, because this film is a twisty-turny film. There we are, just making that very clear.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mark, if you
Yeah.
didn't know what year this film was made in, what year would you say this film was made in?
2007, towards the end of Ben Affleckness.
It feels heavily Jumper era to me, which I think was '08.
Yeah,
So I'm with you there.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say it felt sort of, I would say about 2007. So I'm just going to check to what Ben Affleck was up to in 2007. So I'm hoping that was before he made shit. What was it called? The first film he directed. The name's gone.
Gone Baby Gone.
Gone Baby Gone. Yeah. So I'm hoping it was before that. I'm trying to remember now. Was that about 2008? Was that?
I wanted to say '05, but I think Hollywood.
Gone Baby Gone
was
2007.
05. Right. Okay.
So I would say, yeah, I would say around about that time, and it was the movie he made to pay for Gone Baby Gone. It was his paycheck to make a movie that he wanted to make. Why is Ben Affleck doing this?
Why is Ben Affleck in this film?
Right. I would either like it. The thing is, it can't be because like he owes Rodriguez a favour or anything like that. Because there seems to be there's no connecting tissue that I can remember that Ben Affleck has for Rodriguez. Is there? Am I missing something?
I genuinely don't think so.
No, right. I'd love like him to come out because when he does like some of like the director's commentaries or like the cast commentaries, sometimes Ben Affleck can be fun on those.
Yeah.
I like to come out and just go, yeah, you see, I got back with J-Lo and we decided to get married. It's expensive getting married to J-Lo. So I made Hypnotic and that kind of paid for it all. And I'd be like, right, fine, that's cool. I bet it's really expensive getting married to J-Lo. So that's cool. I'm alright with that. Beyond that, I can't understand why you now, Ben Affleck, are making this movie. You don't need the money. You just don't. And it's an absolute... All I kept thinking about during this movie was Glass Onion and the... it's so stupid, it's so dumb, it's almost brilliant. No, it's just dumb. That was just running through my head throughout the entirety of this movie. It's just dumb. And it's really boring.
I mean, the why is Ben Affleck in this film is a question for the ages. I think it was shot like a couple years back.
2001, yeah.
It does feel like a film that they just forgot to release for 15 years. Except the just straight up Inception rip-off visuals at moments.
Yep.
There are a couple of sequences in this that I thought were interesting. The motorcycle bit where he's riding the motorcycle but can't trust what he's seeing, and Alice Braga's having to tell him like, "There's nothing there, just keep driving." I thought that was
the thing is, yeah. I mean, and Alice Braga is like I think she's underrated. How much of a great badass she can be.
Yeah, and she has a moment, and I think she's fine here. To be fair, I think the cast are fine here. I don't think anybody embarrasses themselves with their performances.
No.
Ben Affleck. Too many directors seem to use Ben Affleck as just like a dumpy mold of clay.
Basically a human. Basically, I want you to play a human sigh of just, fine, I'm tired.
Yeah. And I mean that's what he's doing in this, but he does it well, and like I say, I don't think he's embarrassing. So the thing is, Robert Rodriguez, you know, the film that he directed before this was Alita: Battle Angel, which is fun and like it really builds a world. And then I think he directed some Mandalorian. I think he was like basically the showrunner on Book of Boba Fett. You know, so again, like he's getting involved in this high budget, high profile stuff. And he's made this film where it kind of feels like he's got something on Ben Affleck. And he's just got his family to make a film. It looks like it was like every single location was within a 10-minute radius of his house. It feels
which
like...
he often does.
Yep. It feels like a film that at the end of the day, all the cast and crew got together and Rodriguez like cooked them all some lovely food.
And I bet it was really nice food.
And I bet it was great food. You know, it feels... This film just... It's this weird attempt to maybe start a franchise. Did you stay for the mid-credits?
I did, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. You know, like... How does this film have the balls to do a mid-credits where it's like... I just... Fuck you.
Yep. The thing is, Rodriguez is an interesting, he's an odd director in the sense that I think you can take a comparison between him and Quentin Tarantino because you can look back at the Grindhouse project and see where each of them went after that, and kind of take a little bit of a look. So post, like, because let's face it, the Grindhouse project didn't work. It was the first real kind of ass kicking that both of them properly got, both sort of commercially and critically. You know, Tarantino had a little bit of one with Jackie Brown, but that was critically really liked, but wasn't a commercial hit in comparison to like Pulp Fiction was.
And by the time that Grindhouse rolled around, like the critical fucking pendulum had swung back in favour of actually like the general pendulum of Jackie Brown's really good was fully there. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, people had forgotten that it had lost money. It was just, well, people just didn't get the fact that it was a little bit different to Pulp Fiction, etc. But Tarantino, post that, has done Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Which, you know, if you're taking that from there, in like the 16 years it has been since Death Proof, you know, he's made like 4 movies. And you could say that they're at least 4.5 out of 5 if you're into that kind of movie. Whereas Robert Rodriguez has done Shorts, Machete, Spy Kids All Around the World, Machete Kills, Sin City: A Dame to Kill For, Alita: Battle Angel, Red 11, We Can Be Heroes, and Hypnotic. I would say you could make a damn good argument to say that the only actually good movie out of those is Alita: Battle Angel. And I think you could make a case to say that you may be stretching that a little bit. Not only that, with the exception of Spy Kids All the Time in the World, all of those movies have lost money. By a considerable amount. Alita: Battle Angel apparently did break even, but then there seems to be some creative accounting in that one.
It just... The whole thing with Hypnotic is that it's just a very Blair film, and I don't. Okay, I'm gonna stop running around in circles and saying I don't know what Ben Affleck is doing in this. Like it's a film that has Ben Affleck and William Fichtner straight up having a mind fight at one point, and William Fichtner visualizes that by kind of like doing that thing where you like make your head vibrate. Yeah, like you kind of like go, you know.
It is. You watch it going, wait, are you just ripping off scanners now?
Yeah, no, I genuinely. yeah, I kind of thought his head was going to explode. Yeah, and it's this film, a film that's just chucking all this shit in there, and then right at the end going, but do you know what it's all about? Put on your Vin Diesel voice. Family. Yeah, and it's what? And even though, to be fair, the Alice Braga, I will just say the Alice Braga bit, where it's like, we're her parents, but I want to use her for the forces of evil. It's like, okay, alright, so she's under mind control as well then. Okay, cool. Yeah, the film doesn't make any sense whatsoever in that regard. And also, as soon as you see a picture of the kid, it's like, well, that's not Ben Affleck and blonde woman's daughter, is it?
Yeah, it's like Ben Affleck's looking at that picture on his phone in that really dodgy fucking like fake lift that's there. That is one of the worst sets I've ever seen of a big budget movie.
Yeah.
Looking at it and you're going, hang on a minute, how have you had a Latina kid with literally the most white woman you can find?
Yeah, no, quite. And actually, sorry, you reminded me about that lift. I mean, absolutely, it's fucking ridiculous. And just like that lift, aren't the numbers almost like on like an old mobile phone where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Yeah, or is it like 1 to 9 top to bottom? Like 1 is the first number, and it's like, in what lift is your ground floor the first number?
Yeah, and also as well, there's ridges like halfway up it, like they'd run out of boarding, so used something that had a cornicing at the top and just painted it.
But this is the thing, because it's a Robert Rodriguez Family production where it's got this like
$65 million.
Yeah. Like it's got this let's make a movie, guys, kind of like atmosphere to the whole thing. Where it's like the visual effects are just a bit shonky, the production design is a bit shonky, the score is really good because if you're talented, you can make a good score. That doesn't necessarily cost money, but the things where things cost money are just a bit shonky. But it's because Robert Rodriguez is making a film together with my family, and we're all gonna have a really good time.
I'm the rebel filmmaker. Motherfucker, you're working for Disney and you've got Ben Affleck and $65 million. There's nothing rebel about you anymore, you prick.
Yeah. No, it's... And the thing is, the twists come and they don't make a lot of sense, and you're constantly questioning, well, what the fuck's real then? You're just waiting for the... At a point, you're waiting for the rug pull to happen like every 5-10 minutes or so. And it's like, right, I probably can't trust any of this fucking shit. I'm just going to let it wash over me.
It becomes a big old fucking soup of wizards did it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got that mid-credits where it's like, oh, and by the way, all along, even though that girl's supposed to be all-powerful, actually William Fichtner was Jeff Fahey.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
If you were that powerful to distort the reality, why didn't you win? Sorry, yeah.
At what point wasn't he Jeff Fahey? Because was he Jeff Fahey when Jeff Fahey was shooting everybody?
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's a bad movie. Like a genuinely really bad movie.
It is. Yeah, no, it's a bad movie. Like,
my 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd is seeming a little bit fucking generous right now.
Yeah, I gave it 2, but the more you talk about it, the more it just fucking breaks apart.
And then, when Jackie Earle Haley turned up, I was like, when they were at that door, I was thinking, fucking hell, here we go.
God.
Bit of Jeff Fahey, here he fucking goes, open the door, and I was like, wait, is that Jackie Earle Haley? He wasn't in the credits.
But then at the end of that scene, it's not even Jackie Earle Haley. It's just William Fichtner pretending to be Jackie Earle Haley. It's like what? Like just William Fichtner.
But then, even at that point, right? If that was just always William Fichtner, Then why didn't just the minute Ben Affleck... He knows Ben Affleck's got the picture. Why don't you just fucking shoot him straight away?
That's a good point. And also, if this is all a manipulation headed up by William Fichtner, why is he revealing himself to be William Fichtner? Like, alright, Ben Affleck kind of like cottons on to it, but it's just like, no, just double down. You are Jeff Fahey. Just double down on you are, like, revealing yourself to be William Fichtner is not going to help in any fucking aspect of what you're trying.
And he does it so much.
Oh god, it's a bad film.
It is. It is. It's such a bad movie.
And I mean,
you know
like,
all I'm going to say on it now is I hope that fucking wedding was fucking great, and I bet it was.
yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sorry, just like the kind of like the reveal where they just keep on resetting him, and then it's just like this rinky-dink fucking like locations just in a fucking field in Mexico.
It's based in a parking lot.
It's fucking incredible.
It's the non-union equivalent of the parking lot in fucking Geneva. What is it? They shoot all the Marvel movies.
It's the Mexican non-union equivalent of shooting against a green screen in a car park in Georgia.
No more a perfect summarisation of that movie exists.
Fuck's sake. I mean, yeah, it's shit. It will be one. Probably the worst film we do a main review of this year, I think.
I hope so.
I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. It's a real misfire.
Yeah. I mean, our audience poll definitely not shit. 33%. Fair play, guys. Touching Cloth 0%, shit 44%, and Geostorm 23%.
But honestly, produced by Racer Max, laughs like that don't come around very often.
No. Nope. Rebel was the most talented person of the Rodriquez family in this movie.
Honestly, good score. Legit good score.
Yep. And doesn't just sound like his dad scores.
No. I mean, it feels like not exactly a Hans Zimmer level, but like someone doing studio movie caliber score work, not just twanging a guitar.
Absolutely, yeah.
Also, I will just say it's nice to see William Fichtner getting like a good juicy villain role. He doesn't. And he doesn't fuck it up. You know, Alice Braga's like this is the thing. The cast are all putting in a shift.
Yeah.
It's just why.
The problem with
why?
This movie is Rodriguez.
Robert
Rodriguez has filmmaker arrested development from 2005.
Yeah. God, I hope Ben Affleck got paid well. It's so fucking... It just, again, we'll just end off. It's so fucking weird he's in this. Do not get it. It feels like something Nicolas Cage would be in. Like,
really
10 years ago.
Yeah, you leave Nicolas Cage alone. He's been good work.
No, but it feels like Nicolas Cage paying a tax bill.
Oh, okay.
It does.
Like, Mark...
We've decided it was...
Yeah, go on.
I decided it was literally to pay for the JLo wedding.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's playing a human sigh in this movie. He's tired. He's just tired.
Yeah, he's always been like that, though.
But in the space of 2 months, that man
like
has...
a really bored Batman.
But in the space of 2 months, he has directed Air and starred in Hypnotic.
And Hypnotic is a science fiction action thriller, and I swear to God, he's got more energy in Air.
Oh, he's great in Air.
Yep. Good film.
It is a good film. I got it downloaded on the iPad, now it's on Prime. Rather looking forward to watching it again. But yeah, Hypnotic, I mean, yeah, just... Oh, we've already done the definitely shits, but yeah. Okay, so, Mark and I have talked loads. Becky is in the building. How you doing, Bex? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
All good. All good. I'm going to the Cave of Forgotten Dreams tomorrow.
Cave of Forgotten Dreams? What's that?
Werner Herzog's Cave of Forgotten Dreams. I'm going to that cave.
Oh, that's amazing.
Very
That's
cool.
exciting. Take lots of pictures.
Yeah, I will. So, anyway, sorry, we've done plenty. We tangented like a motherfucker about France at the start. So, we shall keep on carrying on.
CS3P Combat. Player 1, choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Instructor. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Hunter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs. Punter podcast, featuring two film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot. I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2, fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just in that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
Bex, what have you been up to this week?
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. Not an awful lot. Really. Like, I've got 2 films logged and they're ones that we watched together, so have you already talked about them?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I have been watching, do you remember me saying last week that I was going to give that From on Sky a go with Harold Perrineau? Been watching that. Would recommend, but I don't know where it's going. I haven't finished it yet. I'm getting there. But yeah, it's some weird shit. So basically this town, like, traps people in itself. But from, like... So, like, the people that are all trapped there have all got trapped there from different places. So it's not like people are driving down this one road and then they get diverted and they're trapped. They're in like all different parts of the country, and then they travel down a road and there's a tree blocking the road, and then they re-divert, and then they're in this weird town, but not the same road.
So you're just
Okay.
with season 1, aren't you, Lopez?
Yeah.
Because
So-
currently airing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hang on, there's always a tree blocking the road, but they're different roads because they're coming from different parts of the country.
Yes, from what I can gather so far.
Right, okay.
And there's one guy that's been there since he was like a kid, and he's like, I would say 50s at this point. And there's just like no way out. And there's these things that live in the forest that come out and then like really quite brutally murder people. Like it's quite gory. And then there's this one man, and he's like an inventor. And he's trying to work out a way to get out. That's about all I've got so far. Until it does the end of season wrap up where it kind of goes, ha-ha! I won't know. But it's very good, very atmospheric.
That feels like an idea for a series where they got no fucking idea how it's going to end when they sold the idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't... A lot of people I've seen talking about it have said it's got kind of like Lost vibes.
Yeah, I was huge fucking Lost feelings there, yeah.
Yeah. I never watched Lost. Didn't get past the giant polar bear in the jungle, so...
Oh, I watched all of Lost, and my fucking word, did that shape my... I'm not really going to watch much TV until I know how it turns out view on things.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I never got into Lost, did I? I made it through the pilot, and that was it.
Well, the polar
Like,
bears in the pilot, we both stopped at the same time.
Oh, I thought you watched more of it.
No.
I thought you watched like the first 2 seasons of it.
No, God no.
There's some great great stuff in Lost, and there's some absolute fucking bobbins. And the last season of Lost is insulting. Like, it's so fucking bad. And yeah, anyway, sorry.
To be fair, Game of Thrones gave me that kind of, am I really going to invest a lot of time in TV shows sort of trauma for a while there.
I got to the first episode of season 6 of Game of Thrones. I watched it all up to that, and I was just like, nah, do you know what? I think I'm going to get off the train here. And I'm very, very glad I did, given that the reaction, you know, really, really shapes that. But hey, Ted Lasso comes out tomorrow as we record, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they wrap that up and set up AFC Richmond. I'm fucking telling you, it's going to be called AFC Richmond.
Oh yeah, without question, yeah.
I honestly don't know whether I'm going to watch that last episode. I might get you to pre-watch it for me. Because if it's all just Nate's back in the fold and we love him again, fuck that shit.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit then, right? The last 2 episodes of Ted Lasso have started with severe, hang on a second, have we missed an episode vibes?
Yeah. Yeah,
like, going...
We did stop, not like this week, not the week's just gone, the week before, we'd have to go back, didn't we, and go, wait, what?
When he'd quit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is really, like, I fucking love Ted Lasso, and I'm forgiving it its faults, because I like most of the characters, I like the world, and the nice core aspect to it, I know has been pilloried, but Jesus fucking Christ, the I don't know, there's enough, like, shit in the world. I'm kind of alright with nice stuff, but the episode before last, starting off in that opening 5 minutes with Nate's left West Ham. What? Because Rupert tried to get him to cheat on his girlfriend. Okay, I think we maybe need some follow-up here. Oh, no. But in this episode, we're also going to have a moment where Rupert and Rebecca kind of connect, and Rebecca, like, realises she doesn't need it. So we can't quite go that far. Right, okay, so you fucked yourselves there. And then this one, it's... Oh, Nate did the fucking Kitman's job for him for one day, so now we want Nate back. And everybody's okay with it, apart from Coach Beard. And then Coach Beard has this monologue, kind of out of nowhere, which did a very, very good job of why he's okay with it. But
what? Because he used to take drugs and he stole a car once. That it's not even remotely the same fucking level.
No. Yeah, and it's not. It's not, but at least I think what I'm trying to say there is they actually made an effort there to give some time to trying to explain it instead of just going, now this has happened, which has happened a few times this season. But I really, really like the cast. Ted Lasso barely seems to be in Ted Lasso. It's like there's a little bit where would be nice if there was some Ted Lasso in your Ted Lasso show. But at the same time, I'm forgiving it all that kind of stuff because I just really, really fucking like them. I've just had a notification on my watch saying that I'm in a loud environment. It's because I'm talking.
If I could watch the last few episodes of Ted Lasso with all the fucking Nate stuff edited out of it, I'd be happy. Because the thing is, I want to watch the last episode because I want to see how it rounds out. But if it rounds out with him coming back to Richmond, which it's going to, I'm going to be really fucking angry.
I think he comes back to
Richmond. He doesn't deserve the redemption. He's not...
I think... Sorry, go on.
He's an objectively bad person and he's done objectively bad things and he's not really done anything to signify that he's sorry for them.
Well, I think that's what the last episode... The problem is the last episode... The thing is, and I agree with you, before he starts shouting at me, he hasn't had the apologise to Ted moment. And that's the bit where they can make it... They could maybe make that land.
No, because he shouldn't forgive him.
Right. But I think the fact that the show is literally about just the good nature of one guy and how that good nature of that one guy has spread to all of these people's lives. It's he's going to go away having made everybody that he's touched whilst being manager of AC Richmond a better person. He's made all their lives better.
That's fine, but then the central messaging of the first 3 seasons is going to be you can be befriended by a nice person, fuck them over as much as you fucking want, try and destroy their life, and they'll forgive you because they're a nice person. So if you're going to fuck people over, fuck over nice people.
But I think it's also it's just that Ted doesn't have time for that. Yeah, he's a nice person, but he'd prefer to be a nice person and that to be wrong than to ever not be. I think that's kind of the thing. It would be very against the character of Ted Lasso if he didn't forgive. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. The show, it should have just let the Nate character fucking go off to West Ham and just fucking die out of the show.
This is the thing. He's going to come back. He's going to have that moment with Ted, and then he needs to fuck off. Whether it's managing another club or just going off with his girlfriend, he cannot be a part of the spin-off. Because what do they do with him?
Can you imagine if the thing is that Ted goes and he takes over as manager of Richmond?
No, because they are setting up Roy. He's doing the press conferences and whatnot. You know, like it's.
I get that, and I do agree that that's probably what's going to happen. But can you fucking imagine if it was Nate?
No, I mean, God,
I don't think they're daft.
No, I don't think they're that daft. But at the same time, also, he can't be like assistant because I think Beard's going to stay because he's got Jane.
He's got Jane, hasn't he?
You know, so there's that. It would interrupt the dynamic too much. Like, if Nate... seriously, because, like, the whole kind of, like, Nate quitting he was the manager of West Ham, now he's just waiting tables thing. It's so... there's an aspect of it where it's like, how much involvement do they actually have from people who know football? Because, you know, they did do the whole kind of, like, that scene with the couple going like, do you think it's because of drugs? You know, they are doing that, but it does just feel too fanciful. Nate needs to help Ted with something. And also, sorry, God, I'm complaining so much, but I really like the show. What the fuck? The fact that we are going into this one with Richmond potentially winning the Premier League after being promoted last season is fucking ridiculous.
Well, the fact that throughout the entire season, West Ham have been the ones to beat speaks to the fact that the people making this know nothing about football.
There's had to be an element of suspension of disbelief in terms of for what's happening with the football element.
But it just...
Which I'm kind of alright with.
Yeah.
Have them gunning for European qualification.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's fucking outlandish for them to be fourth, but... Sure. It's just the fact that, okay, now they're running up against Man City on the last day of the season, and they were promoted last year. And why? Because Ted discovered Total Football?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Maybe it speaks more to me as a person. I want to see Nate sad and lonely and fucking destitute. I do not want a happy ending for him.
Fair play.
And maybe that's a certain bitterness in my soul for those that have wronged people I care about. But he fucked Ted over and could have ruined his life. And he's just going to fucking forgive him. And as an audience, we're supposed to forgive him. No.
I don't think we're as an audience we're supposed to forgive him. I think as an audience we're supposed to accept the fact that Ted is better than we are.
But that's that sounds a little silly, but it's also spot on. Like, that's the thing. It's like Ted, like you know, this is it. It's like all the panic attacks and stuff that he's had, like, over the last few seasons. They've never really gone into that, you know, and it's all obviously leading to he's going to go back home to be with his son, you know, and it feels weird that they're being so cagey about it in interviews and stuff like that. It's
When
just
it's so
it is so fucking obvious what they're doing.
Oh, do you know what so in the recent episode, they kept doing this thing, didn't they, where he went to introduce that misguided girl that works in the restaurant as his girlfriend, and she wasn't there. And I was like, oh, I really hope they're just fucking setting this up that he's had like some awful mental break and he's imagined the whole thing and he's just fucking sad and lonely. But no, I don't think that's where they're going with it.
It kind of reminds me of the short. No, I watched this short film once where it was like 10 minutes long, and it was about this guy like meeting this girl and having a relationship with her, and like kind of getting married and having difficulties and whatnot, and then getting divorced. And it just ended with like cut to a shot of him just wanking over like a picture of the girl, and it was just like what the fuck? And it's just like this 10-minute like life of a relationship, and it was just him having a wank. Yeah. Sorry, it just kind of reminded me.
Oh, see, I'd love it if that was what it turned out to be.
Oh man.
And he's imagined them going and asking him to go back, and everything good that's happened, he's just imagined it.
It would kind of explain how random it was. Just like the fact that it kind of started with them rocking up to that restaurant and going like, Nate, we want you back. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
there's been a few little bits of...
They've got some balls in this one.
But
you know what? It's because they've been fucking pouring all the gold into the Roy and Jamie stuff. Because I would...
That is great.
If I could supercut the series into just stuff that involves Roy and Jamie Tart, I'd be fine with that.
I mean, that stuff... like, the moment that Roy and Keeley are in that in his bedroom, and it's the picture, like the poster of Roy and the poster of Keeley, is fucking incredible. Like that's the thing. It's like Brett Goldstein is so fucking good, and I want him to be the lead of the spin-off very, very badly, and I think it's gonna happen. You know, and or at least like the main character, not necessarily the lead, because Roy Kent, there is a little bit of an aspect of kind of like one trick pony about the character, but I really like the trick. But you know, you've got like the evolution of Jamie. You know, like I think Coach Beard is a really, really good support character. You got like Rebecca and like what's happening with her and Sam. You know, like there's so many threads that they're not going to resolve in the season finale because you can just spin it off. And let's just have this collection of characters. New people come in and go, old characters leave and whatnot. You know, and just have this series that doesn't necessarily need to be centered around one person. Which, to be fair, Ted Lasso hasn't been centered around one person since about halfway through season 1. You know, and it almost kind of feels like if they had the time back, would they just be calling it AFC Richmond now? You know,
this series has had more of every other character than Ted Lasso in it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you know,
the therapist lady back, the sports psychiatrist lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, really.
But
about tomorrow's episode.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm glad it's obviously not going to be the end. But I hope it's the end for Nate. He can, as far as I'm concerned, he can have an happy ending, but it has to be a fucking ending.
No, I want him dead.
All right then.
It's not going to happen. So.
What else you watched?
Well, we watched. What's it, didn't we? So we watched The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's this week's
Ooh.
Dash Me Hawk.
Dash Me Hawkathon.
Yeah.
Dash Me Hawk, I hardly knew her. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
It's this week's that. Bex literally said to me as we started watching it, "Wait, this has got Dash Mihawk in it." I was like, "It fucking surely does." There he fucking is. Arrived straight
What does he
away.
play? Does he play the wolf?
Dennis
Probably.
Quaid's assistant.
He's Dennis Quaid's assistant.
Oh wow, okay. It's
Yeah.
a good part.
It's a good part. It's a big part, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
He gets dropped on his head at one point.
Poor Dash.
as like the big weather bits coming in where everything's starting to freeze, and Dennis Quaid and him and the other guy are on their way walking to New York, and everything's starting to freeze. Dennis Quaid's got to kind of get him into this what it turns out is like a restaurant, isn't it? And he's got to get through to that, but he's on a gurney because he's injured his leg, so he literally just pushes him through it, and he lands literally on his head. And the next minute he wakes up, like later on, he's like, "Oh, how long was I out for?" He's like maybe 12 hours. He's like, "Why does my head hurt?" And then Squidge kind of smiles at him.
It's a great film. Is Day After Tomorrow? Like it's a disaster movie, and they generally are a little bit dumb, some to a higher extent than others, but it's got fucking layers.
They're what if movies.
Yeah.
You know, they're what if movies, and the thing about what if movies is when people start going, "Well, that won't happen because of that." You're like, mate, it's a what if movie.
That's the thing. I think a lot of them, they make up for what they lack in logic with the. It's gonna sound fucking cheesy, but with the heart.
Yeah.
Like, you're really fucking rooting for people, and so you don't really care whether it could really happen, because you're just so wrapped up in, oh my fucking god, the snow's coming, are they going to get past?
Yeah. But also seeing massive weather in films is always quite funny.
You love a weather
I
movie.
love a weather movie.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
weather's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. There should be more weather movies.
Yes.
What else do we watch next?
You can do this one if you like.
No, you can do it. I've taught loads.
So we also watched White Men Can't Jump, original recipe.
Oh, okay.
And it's significantly better than the remake.
The remake's fine.
The remake's fine, but this is,
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Levels.
yeah, stratospheres.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their dynamic is great. Woody Harrelson is better in this for me than Wesley Snipes is.
He is. But what's really... I think what's really fun about it, the more you watch it, like, as I've watched it throughout the years, because I've been watching this movie for like 31 years now.
Fucking nerd.
And I would say that I have probably seen White Men Can't Jump it's probably one of my 5 most watched movies of my life. But the more I watch it now, the more you look at it and go, oh, yeah, this movie isn't making any and I've read about it afterwards. Ron Shelton's actually confirmed it and said that the movie isn't trying to hide that the best basketball player in it is Woody Harrelson's character.
Yeah.
That he is levels above all the rest of them. He's just not very bright. and he basically said the reason why we got Woody Harrelson in and why it was like an essential that we had him, he had to play Billy Hoyle, is because A, nobody at a time could play not very bright like Woody Harrelson. and B, Woody Harrelson is renowned for being a fucking great basketball player. Like, could have been like low level pro.
Nice.
Whereas Wesley was okay at basketball and we trained him to look better at basketball, but Woody Harrelson is a very, very gifted basketball player.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great, and because you never noticed how like much of a piece of shit Rosie Perez is in it, part yet.
No, because I think the film focuses a lot on him letting her down and being a bit of a flake, but if you watch it more from a focusing on her point of view, she kind of is, yeah. Like when he brings home money, it's her money. When she brings home money, it's also her money. And he's just too dumb to fucking realise he's being like financially abused.
Yeah,
by...
he's too much in love with her there.
Yeah.
But like there was like I was saying to you on Bex that in a longer cut of the movie that got cut out was the whole like through thread that she was actually an alcoholic, and like the debt that he thinks is his has nothing to do with him. It's actually her debt that she's arranged to make it seem more like it's his, and that she's only with him because of that. Great fucking movie though, just ridiculously entertaining, and has a lot of basketball in it.
Does have quite a lot of basketball.
Unlike the remake.
I said to you,
The reimagining.
The reimagining. I remember there being a lot more made of the fact that he can't dunk. It's really just very throwaway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that he doesn't, and he can't dunk at that moment.
And then he does.
Yeah.
In the big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember it focusing more on that particular plot point, and it just, I don't know.
Which I still maintain that had somebody who had a true love of the original been anywhere near the remake, would have had the two guys that they play basketball against at the end should have been Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
It should have been Sidney Dean and Billy Hoyle.
Maybe couldn't go.
There's no way that they wouldn't have been able to get him. There's no way. Wesley Snipes would have done it for the money, and Woody Harrelson would have done it if Wesley Snipes was doing it, because they're both still really good friends.
I feel like Woody Harrelson would have just done it for the shits.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson would have been like, yeah, go on then. The only reason why they might not is if Woody Harrelson's gone, my knees creak way too much for this man. Because Woody Harrelson must be 60s by now. 61.
Wow.
And Wesley Snipes is 60, yeah. Wow. Also, yeah, I was looking at Woody Harrelson and going, yeah, that could be my new look for the rest of my life.
Like Bermuda shorts, massive trainers, and fucking t-shirts.
Did make me want to buy some fucking Reebok pumps.
Yeah, they were good. That's funny when he's going in for the.
Duncan,
yeah.
pumping him up.
That
Is that all you watched?
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I've only got two more. Do you want to do what have you been watching, Ian? I'll do mine after that. Oh, I don't need to go.
Don't mind. You can do yours if you want. It's all good.
Well, I watched two other movies. I watched The Edge.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin movie.
Yeah, man.
Where Alec Baldwin just plays just cocaine. He plays cocaine the person.
Nice.
Good.
To the point of where literally he points that out, the character points that out at one point when they're lost in the forest. And Hopkins, who was going through that phase of playing like just really rich, really like smarter than everybody else characters, where all he has to do is just kind of stand there and go, yes, and then say something really slow and quite smart. Really went through that phase for about 10 years of just playing that character.
Yeah.
Well, there's a moment in this where he's having that moment and he's saying to Alec Baldwin's character, so what would you normally be doing now then, at this time of day? And he's like, I'd probably be doing cocaine off a supermodel's arse. And you look at it going, does Alec Baldwin think that Anthony Hopkins has asked the character that question or him that question? Because they're both the same answer. The Edge is what would I say? It's not a great movie, but it's really quite watchable.
Yeah.
Like it's really quite watchable because for a lot of it, it's Anthony Hopkins just sort of saying things with enough authority, but like not like a this will definitely work. Just a did you know you could do this and you can do this and it'll make fire. And like really, and he's like, well, yes, and it doesn't. And Alec Baldwin kind of like half trusting him and then not trusting him, but with this through line all the way through it that Anthony Hopkins' character is convinced that Alec Baldwin's character is trying to kill him, to the point where you've got to start going, wait, is he? And it turns out it's not.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. Actually, is The Edge. I had a good time with it, and it was like it was one of those films where it became kind of synonymous for the fact that that Alec Baldwin grew a beard for it because he thought his character should have a beard when they were lost in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And the director was like, no, you wouldn't. You aren't lost long enough to grow that beard, and he refused to shave it.
Nice.
For ages, to the point of where I'm fairly certain there ended up being a riff on it in a De Niro movie where Bruce Willis plays a character who won't shave his beard off until De Niro's character convinces him to do it, and then he only shaves off half of it as part of the deal to start off with, so he can be shot from one half. I can't remember what the film was called now. But yeah, the other movie I watched was a continuing in the series of Mark's watches movies that he watched when he was young. I watched the 1992 movie by, I've just realised the director was actually John Turteltaub of like The Meg and Sorcerer's Apprentice and The National Treasures. It was his debut, Three Ninjas, right? Which is about three brothers, right? And they happen to be, can you guess?
Are they ninjas?
Accountants.
They are ninjas.
Oh.
They're probably all accountants now. Yeah, it's not very good, this. Like, it's really not very good.
Did you
Like, some of these
remember it?
movies that I go back and watch from my youth and I go, that's still pretty good. Three Ninjas isn't. I'm not going to watch the three sequels that it had as well. And the TV series that it spawned. In spite of the fact that it didn't actually seem to do that well, really. I mean, $2.5 million budget and it made $30 million, so I suppose that's not too bad. But what I will say is this is unequivocally a kids' movie. It's very much a kids' movie, right? Yet the head villain, because Victor Wong of Big Trouble in Little China fame plays their grandpa who teaches them how to be ninjas during the summer. Their dad doesn't agree with this, but like, you know, it's part of their mom, who is quite clearly white, by the way. Like, really white. In no way Asian at all. It's part of, like, her heritage, except it's not. But when, like, the big bad guy, Snyder, turns up, who is also a ninja, and it turns out was trained by their grandfather, and he is now a big-time crime boss who's been investigated by their dad, who hates ninjas, because he's an FBI agent.
Cool.
But Snyder...
But ninjas aren't real.
Ninjas are real, Becky.
No, they're mythical.
No, they're not. Snyder goes to see Maury, the grandfather, and in this quite obviously kids movie. By the way, Snyder at the end of the movie gets taken down by a handful of jelly beans. That's how much of a kid movie this is.
Right.
So, in the little face-off he's having with Victor Wong, the way that he threatens him is really, like, fucking dark. He basically says, and if I manage to kill Sam, who's the father, who's going to be there when me and my boys, pointing at his henchmen, go round to your daughters? I don't think her honour will remain intact for much longer after that. It's like,
Wowee.
whoa! Did you just basically threaten to gang rape this guy's daughter in a kids' movie?
Wow. Interesting.
How would you explain that to a kid?
It's just like, wow, that was fucking dark. That slipped through. Yep. I don't think her honour will remain intact for much longer. I had to rewound it twice just to see if I'd missed something.
Misheard it.
Yeah, that's a wowee and a half, that is, mate. Fair play.
Yeah, and that's all I've watched this week. Apart from the movie we're going to review soon.
Okie dokie. So, watched a few things. Don't think I'd seen this before, but I'd seen it plenty in the projection booth. But Roger Donaldson's The Bank Job. So, yeah, so this is Jason Statham, Saffron Burrows, and others. And yeah, based on a real life raiding of a bank vault, and it had some dodgy pictures of Princess Margaret in it, apparently. And yeah, like this was it's quite fun. It's the heist only takes up like the first like hour of the film, and then the remaining 45 minutes kind of like the fallout. There's a lot of spinning plates in this. There's a lot of characters with particular interests in the material in the vault, and I thought it actually spun them pretty well. Statham is good. He has this kind of like romantic subplot thing with Saffron Burrows, even though he's married to Keely Hawes in it, which kind of just padded things out and added fuck all to it, really. But it's entertaining enough. There's some good tension in moments, and it was absolutely fine. I remember it playing for fucking ages. I'm just going to grab a drink and continue talking. But I remember it playing for fucking ages when I was in the cinema. And I think that absolutely makes sense, because it's a film that just absolutely appeals to your guy slash girl who just wants to go to the cinema and watch a Jason Statham thing about a bank heist. It's not a film that you need to get to right away, but you see it in the listings, and it's like, right, it's a Thursday evening, we don't have anything to do, what's playing The Bank Job? And then you and 50 other fucking people are thinking exactly the same thing. Played for bloody ages. But I never got around to watching it, and I enjoyed it. It was decent, and Statham throws a couple of punches, but most of it's about his fucking personality, and that's great. So there you are, The Bank Job.
Nice.
So next, on the plane, I downloaded a bunch of stuff off of various streaming services. On the plane, I did a rewatch of Ivan Reitman's maybe last film, Draft Day. So, Draft Day is bloody good.
Yep.
It's this film which has a quietly really good cast, and one of the hosts of Blank Check, and he's fine. He plays the intern. He's all right. But you got Chadwick Boseman up in there, Terry Crews, Dennis Leary playing the coach, and he sparks off against Kevin Costner. Jennifer Garner, Sam Elliott's in there for a scene. Alan Burstyn, Alfred Molina. It like quietly just really good cast, and it's just a day in the life. It's this coach for the Cleveland Browns who, he fired his dad the previous season, and his dad died, and he was a club legend, and he's like got this dilemma about whether to sign this star quarterback and kind of fuck over the next few seasons of drafts to save his job, because Alfred Molina, fuck's sake. I said Alfred Molina previously, didn't I? Who do I mean? I mean Frank fucking Langella. Why did I go from Alfred Molina to Frank Langella? That's a leap.
I see some connective tissue there, though.
No, there's not. It's just me being an idiot, but bless you for saying so. So Frank Langella, Alfred Molina, Christ. So yeah, Frank Langella is like, you sign me a fucking box office draw, damn it. But there's just something about the player. So it's Kevin Costner dealing with that. Jennifer Garner plays like the kind of the head finance woman for the team, who he's having a bit on the side with. Not an affair, just like they're keeping it on the low. she's just told him she's pregnant. He's not pregnant. That would be a twist. You've got these, like the quarterback for the teams, like fighting for his role. All these kind of like differing kind of threads, and it's just weaved together really nicely in the space of like an hour and 45. And by the end, you've just like got a really complete, solid meal of a film. You know, it tells its story. It's got some good tension. It's got some laughs. It's got some drama. Costner and Garner actually have pretty decent chemistry together. There's a fucking age gap there, but you know, you can't. It's okay. And yeah, you know, it just flies along really, really well. It feels like it would be a great sick day film. You know, a flight film, just one where you can watch it and it captures your attention, but you don't necessarily need to think too much. You just let it happen.
I am now thinking this is a really good plane watch. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it worked very, very nicely, and it just wraps things up in a nice, tidy bow. And I would have watched Draft Day 2 the next season. You know that
Yeah.
that would have been fine. And you know that Ivan Reitman does some interesting kind of like visual stuff at times as well. There's a lot of phone conversations, but like you'll have someone on the other side like walking into the Kevin Costner shot, but not like he's actually in the environment, but just kind of like the image of his body walking around, just interrupting Costner's frame. You know, and it's like the kind of like the power dynamics of the calls are quite well played through the visuals there. It's a really good time. And the last thing before our second main review. So, I was talking about Mortal Kombat last week. I was like, want to watch a Mortal Kombat movie. So, do you know what I watched this morning?
Which one did you watch?
I watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So,
how was that?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation I'd never seen. And I'd heard it was really, really bad. So this film is directed by John R. Leonetti, who I believe was a production designer, directed Annabelle like 16 years later, or a cinematographer. I think he shot The Conjuring, and following on from Paul W.S. Anderson's '95 original, this came out 2 years later. This film is basically if the first film was a Power Rangers episode. So the first one, as you know, it's got some production value. It looks all right. There's some imagination to it. I swear to God, in this one, there's a shot where there's a sequence where three people are fighting and they're basically just jumping about.
Just somebody who doesn't know the controllers and is just hitting jump, thinking it's
kick. Yeah. I mean, it's great. They're just jumping over each other. It's fucking brilliant. There's one fight that just looks like they just filmed it in a quarry. There's no crash mats or anything. It's just like if you get hurt, it's for cinema. Christopher Lambert didn't return as Raiden, so they got James Remar.
Yeah,
because that's it's just like the most obvious replacement for Christopher Lambert is James Remar. And the thing, I don't know, it's weird because it literally, they recap the end of the first film. So the first film ends and it's like, Liu Kang like won the tournament, so you know the outworld can't breach the human realm for another generation. And at the end, it's like some shit starts happening in the sky and they all strike their poses. And it's essentially the outworld people just go, fuck it. You didn't, like, yeah, you won the tournament. We don't care. We're just going to invade anyway. Completely invalidates the events of the first one. Kills Johnny Cage in the opening 6 minutes. He's just fucking dead. I quite like Johnny Cage in the first one. Nah, he's dead. I'm assuming the actor was like, I don't know, you can have me for like a day. And then Shao Kahn is the bad guy in this, and he's played by Brian Thompson.
Yeah.
If you don't know Brian Thompson, Google him. You'll know Brian Thompson. I remember him most in my youth as the alien bounty hunter from the X-Files. But he's been in stuff. I don't know, just like the most white American bodybuilder man you've ever seen playing Shao Kahn. Just feels very, very weird. And it's just a bit of plot and a really low budget fight, and then a bit of plot, and then some of the worst CGI you will ever see. That so bad, and then the film just gives up at the end. It's really bad. I mean, I suppose that's not a surprise, but it's really, really bad. I was reading. I put it on Wikipedia after, and like the producer was like, the studio didn't give us time to finish it. They just released it. That's not the film that we were intending on making, dude. Like, come on. Like, the scenes do stitch a story together. That was the film you're intending on making. It's just maybe you wanted some better CG. I don't know. They introduced the animality aspect here. Which is a problem, because the CG is like people turning into like big fuck off dragons, and it looks rough. You know, like the original Mortal Kombat was pioneered for it pioneered like using just like digital. They basically kind of like not motion captured, but like keyframed real actors doing the poses and stuff, so it looked like real people in the game. The original Mortal Kombat video game for like the SNES and the Mega Drive has more impressive imagery than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. There's this one scene where like it's like 2 minutes long, and it's just people trying to like say why they should be Shao Kahn's general, and it's just like, why are we fucking watching this? Why are we watching this internal power struggle discussion? I don't care. And just Brian Thompson, just very, very bold Brian Thompson, pretending to be Shao Kahn. Bad film, bad film, and I watched it.
How long?
So, like 90 minutes ish.
That's good then.
Like 90 before credits, I'd say. Hey, look, I watched it on my iPad with a few cups of coffee outside this morning.
Nice.
Oh, Donna has returned, and so has Lottie. Sorry, I will be back in a second. Hey guys, you alright?
Yeah, there's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming. Okay. Right, I will just get out the way. You okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful in the sky, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Inside the sunset.
No, really. Right. I've got about maybe 20-25 minutes left. Okay. Right. Sorry about that, and if I forget to edit that out for listeners, apologies. So, there's a storm coming, apparently. So, I've got a feeling you might hear a shitload of rain soon. So, let's get into it. Sisu is directed by the guy who directed Rare Exports and Stars People. Apologies, I'm rushing a little bit, because if it does start raining, it's going to be fucking noisy. Sisu stars. It is about a Finnish dude who discovers gold. He's taking it somewhere with his dog. Gets apprehended by Nazis, but actually turns out dude's a bit of a badass, and he likes killing Nazis. Becky, Sisu, thoughts?
It's very violent, isn't it?
Tis violent.
Very violent. Didn't enjoy the horse getting blown up. Did enjoy the fact that the dog survived. Loved seeing the Nazis all getting their asses kicked. Very, very simple story, but just very well executed, I think, for me. It was everything I hoped it would be and more. I've been so excited for this film. That's it.
Mark?
In a nutshell, yeah, it's not really a discussion if it's just me.
I really enjoyed the trailer, but then was a little bit kind of worried going,
Is that going to be all it's got?
but is that all it's got? Because for 90 minutes that worried me a little bit. I do think it gets a little bit repetitive at points, in the sense that literally is all it's got. But I was entertained enough by just how violent it is.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think if you make your baddies bad enough,
Yeah.
just seeing them getting eviscerated is fine.
And how much fun it has with its violence as well.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed. Like I said, the landmine, throwing the landmine at the guy's head was very fun.
I love that. That was a high point for sure.
And just it looked grim. The girls getting their piece of vengeance was quite nice within it. But yeah, it's one of those that it does well for its runtime. If it had been a minute or two longer,
Yeah, it could have got.
I might have struggled a little bit.
It fills its time perfectly fine, but you couldn't have stretched it.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. But yeah, genre Tamilia is very fun. I like the fact that he doesn't say anything until the very end.
Yeah.
Which then is basically just it's bagged really heavy.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the guy who's like the main Nazi, he does really well. Like really fucking making you hate him. Like that's really well played.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not.
Not cartoonish.
He's not cartoonish. Just play a Nazi and just scream.
Yeah.
In a German accent.
Yeah, and
I think like you say, the girls, like that could have just been a real kind of nothing bit, but they actually kind of
They don't just get saved by him. He aids them in saving themselves.
Yeah.
Just to say on the lead Nazi guy, I thought it was smart that they kind of said it quite late in the war, and he's just like, we need this gold because we're gonna lose, and when we lose, we're fucked.
There's no screaming, we're doing this for Hitler. It's we're doing this for us.
Yeah, we need to get out.
Yeah, we need to be able to pay for those fucking boats to Argentina.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
What do you think, Ian?
I think I'm maybe slightly being a bit of a minge-faced joy assassin, to quote a Mike Chinstroker term. Slightly. I thought it basically did what the assignment and based like nothing else. I enjoy watching Nazis die, but I thought it was very repetitive. There's just very little tension in this dude just gets out of every single situation he's in. Just every single one he's in, he gets out of. You're kind of like, you're looking at the ways that he gets out of them. In the lake, like breathing the guy's lungs was great. Like that
was good.
That was fucking ace. But I mean, yeah, it's it's one of those films that just reminds you that Nazis were not very nice people, you know, and does that in an entertaining way. I mean, like the women aspect of it, it's not exactly overplayed, but just like that one shot of them all kind of like walking along triumphantly and brandishing weapons and stuff, it just kind of felt. Are you just kind of ticking ever so slightly ticking a box there? I could have done with maybe a little bit more of them to make them seem like less of an accessory slightly. But yeah, I mean, look, it's fun, it's violent. I agree, not a big fan of the horse thing. Was glad the dog was alright. The ending is fun. I'm at a 3 out of 5 with it. That's the thing. It's like, I don't think it's shit. I don't think it's touching cloth. I think it's a decent time. But it's one of those ones that makes me just kind of think it would be the best film playing at Fright Fest in a particular year.
Yeah, it would do. It'd be the best film playing at Fright Fest that I'd come out of going, that was fucking great, really enjoyed that. And then realise 10 years later, I have never watched it again.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I appreciate I'm being slightly minge-faced about it, but I was on the beers watching this. I was in the mood for it, and it still didn't quite strike. So, but Bex, like, glad you watch it. I liked it. I certainly don't think your opinion's invalid or anything like that. I can understand people enjoying it. It didn't quite hit that sweet spot for me.
It's very much your jam, though, isn't it, this kind of thing, Bex?
I do really enjoy violence.
You do really enjoy violence. Like the first time when he stabbed that guy through the head, you turned around and went, oh, nice.
Yeah, because he does like both a horizontal and vertical through the head at 2 separate points in this film, doesn't he? That's great. Diagonal would have been good.
Yeah, should double diagonal. Yeah, it's a very stabby movie. It's been like one of the most stabby movies since Olympus Has Fallen.
But it's stabbing Nazis, so that's great.
Stabby sound effects as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
I did like the fact that he is comically unkillable.
Yeah, because that's kind of the point. He's not immortal. He just
I
refuses to die. I love that.
I just wanted a
He's just
bit.
immortal, he
fucking
refuses
stubborn.
to die.
Which is that is fun. But when it happens like 4 or 5 times over, I get it.
I think that would bother me if he looked like he got out of these situations easily and uninjured. But he gets some fucking gnarly injuries.
Well, the one that was bothering me at first was the plane. When the plane crashed, I was a little bit like, I mean, come on. And then when I realised it crashed on marshland, I was like, alright, fair enough, well played.
Oh god, what is it? How is it he gets those awful injuries to his face? That's on the plane, isn't
whipped
it?
to the face with the... What is it?
Horrible. I didn't like that. Big flap of skin hanging off his cheekbone. Grim. And when he sews himself up as well, that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking pouring the petrol on himself as well. Yeah. It was fucking harsh. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And when he holds his weight up when he's hanging by just re-stabbing himself in a stab wound with a prop.
But the other bit there is
grim.
he does literally at points like have to sleep and pass out from all the shit that's happened to him on 3 occasions, which a lot of movies don't do.
No. I was genuinely on the edge of my seat throughout this movie, waiting for that fucking dog to die horribly, and I'm so glad it didn't.
But I thought the dog's gonna be fine because literally at the moment when you think he's about to kill the 2 German shepherds that the Germans have got, and instead of killing them, he sets himself on fire and then jumps into a lake. Was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, because I mean, weirdly, this film is a little bit nice core because it's like the only people who really who die are not nice people.
Yeah, and a horse. And horses are pricks.
Right. Horses are not pricks.
They are.
No. Oh, he seemed really sad about his horse.
He did really, really sad about his horse.
Yeah.
I like the fact that one-eyed dog survived though.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a cute dog as well.
They are cute. I can't remember what breed that is, but they are good with the froofy bit on top of their head.
Yeah. Just froofy all through, though. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
But, hey, look,
Enjoyed.
yeah, definitely. Look, definitely not shit. I'm being a little bit minge-faced about it.
Stop being minge-faced.
I'm definitely not shit. I'm like 3.5 out of 5, 7 out of 10, but really like solid. Yeah, enjoyed the shit out of that. In a couple of years' time, when you inevitably go, "Let's watch Caesar again," I will be like, "Yeah, it's only an hour and a half long. I could easily watch that again."
I mean, it will be a couple of years' time.
I know you'll watch it about 15 times between now and then. But our audience poll, definite shit 89%.
Boom.
And shit 11%.
Are people like violence as much as I do?
They do, yeah.
Nice.
They're just Nazi sympathisers.
5-star reviews. Yeah.
It's a good release. Watching something really violent is a good
Joking.
release of endorphins.
Yep.
Especially when it's towards Nazis.
Yeah.
Just on mute. I think, was I on mute just saying like they're Nazi sympathisers? Because I just want to apologise for saying that.
No, you did come through.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big old mosquito in here, that little fucker. Right, hang on. Let me try and kill him with some deodorant. Oh, yeah!
What, you threw it at it?
Oh, no. I just got a roll on deodorant and just smashed that mosquito.
Wow.
Take that, malaria.
That mosquito.
Oh, mate,
family, Ian.
Mosquito family I care not for.
Mosquitoes more people than anything else in the world, Rebecca.
If mosquitoes want to make a Zizou-esque film about me being their ultimate bad guy, and they've got a Zizou-esque mosquito, they must kill everything to get in my path, then I welcome it.
He's not immortal. He just refuses to put down the deodorant.
It was a Calvin Klein Eternity for Men deodorant stick. I just bopped at it.
Fair.
Questions, Twitter questions.
Dylan Black Lantern says, do any of you still buy film magazines? And if not, when roughly did you stop?
So,
I
had a
never
subscription.
bought a film magazine, just full disclosure.
Fair play.
I used to always just read yours.
I had a subscription to Empire for a good long while, and then one day clicked that they just seem to want to talk about TV and Marvel quite a lot, so I'm not really that interested in that. They've swung back round slightly. The previous editor, Terry White, who had a tough beat because of like COVID and whatnot, but she seemed to jump on the TV is the new movies, and then whatever's left of movies is MCU, which I get because it drives sales. But the editor now, Nick DeSemulant, does find space like every month for a couple of features on like older films or like just kind of like evaluations of things. There was a piece that he did about like silent era stars a little while back, which was interesting and kind of unexpected. But I don't buy it because I get it with Apple News Plus, So I've got the Apple One thing, so I get like music and news and blah blah blah. And Empire's through there, Total Film's through there, Little White Lies is through there. So I'll just skim things. Yeah, they're all on there.
I haven't ever looked at the magazines thing. I mean, I used to get Total Film, Hot Dog, and Empire every month. And then Hot Dog obviously went, Total Film went, and I was still kind of getting Empire. But at the same as you, Ian, I had it as a subscription, so it literally arrived at the door. And then it must have been... It was when we were still at Foscourt, so it must be like, about 10, 12 years ago? And I remember getting it when I had just moved to Briar Drive, actually. So it was about 10 years ago. I remember getting it and like reading it and getting to like a good like halfway through it and going, I haven't read any of that. None of it was of interest to me. There was like loads about like TV stuff. there was like a few it was like a lot of reviews, a lot of advertisements, and then it got to the actual first feature. I was like, I am like halfway through this magazine and I've not read it.
And then like the back third's all adverts as well.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm paying now like a $5 for something a month that I'm reading maybe 10 pages of. And it was, I kind of went, I'm kind of out. I've bought it a couple of times since for like train journeys and bits like that. And every time I buy it, I remember, well, this is why I don't buy it.
Yeah.
But maybe I might do it, read it a little bit on the on my iPad.
Apple News. Now that's the thing. It's not. Yeah, it's not going to cost you any extra. And unfortunately, I don't know what that means. Like how much money they actually get from it. But yeah, it's Empire's an interesting one because it's like I think they probably make quite a lot of money out of their spoiler specials now because they charge like £5 or £6 a month for them. And then again, COVID is COVID, but it was just. They do a lot of just like recapping The Mandalorian and recapping MCU shows and not necessarily doing spoiler specials on films. And I would pay like a £5 or £6 a month if every single one was a film and it was like a deep dive and then interviewing like the creatives and whatnot. But when it's just like 45 minutes of of a few people banging on about The Mandalorian every week, I don't care. Like, why would I care? And they're catering for an audience, and it's fine. And if I'm like slightly aging out of that kind of thing, then that's cool. But it'd be nice if there was a hot dog, if there was like a balance between Sight and Sound and Empire, because there's not. Like Total Film is fine. And it is more film-centric than Empire has been. But it's still... it's something in between.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
I'm literally looking at Total Film right now. And it literally is just the magazine, isn't it? Just...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might give that a go. Give that a bit of a read. Right, we do have one more question. Rick J. Kidd says, just caught with air. What negotiation would you like to see a film about? Could be a business negotiation, political negotiation, or hostage negotiation, or something else.
It's a really good question, this.
I have a really random one that I think would just be fun.
Okay.
Right? So, years ago, and I'm going to go back to, I'm going to get the exact year, bear with me 2 seconds. So, back in the day when Ronaldinho was leaving PSG.
Yeah.
He was about to sign for Manchester United, and literally was going to sign for Manchester United. All sorted. Alex Ferguson apparently was literally waiting for him. The United contingency were there, all agreed, and he was travelling there. So what Barcelona execs literally did was essentially hijacked him at the airport in Paris and put him on a private plane that they said was going to Manchester. And then
that's pretty good. Sorry,
they flew him from Paris, got on the plane, still telling him that he was going to Manchester, and flew him to Barcelona instead, whilst all the time just giving little hints saying, well, are you sure about South Manchester United? Because there is all this interest from Barcelona, apparently. And because apparently the Barcelona had just spoken to his representatives and said, look, we'll give you this. And essentially bribed them into agreeing to do it.
Nice.
And in the end, he ended up signing for Barcelona instead of Manchester United based upon this. And just like a real fun kind of like tongue-in-cheek, like almost comedy-esque thing done about that, I think could be quite a fun movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few of these. Like, there was one where when Ian St. John signed for Liverpool, he was about to sign for somebody else. I believe it was Tottenham he was about to sign for. And so Bill Shankly literally got Bob Paisley to drive to Scotland to pick him up. Because before Tottenham could get there, and basically got him in a car and drove him back, saying that they weren't going to let him out of the car until he agreed to sign for Liverpool. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be one of mine. Just a real random one.
I'd kind of like a social network too. It's not necessarily like a business deal, but just kind of, so ever so slightly drawing out the lines here, but just, you know, Facebook buying Instagram and buying WhatsApp, and then Mark Zuckerberg go like the Cambridge Analytica thing, and then going all in on the metaverse. And I feel like it's mad that the social network is out there. And it was like, at the time, it was like, here's the story of how Facebook was made. And then after that, there's just been so much more like drama around Facebook, where like now it's like one of the harbingers of the apocalypse, basically. And the social network kind of like contends that it was all about the fact that Mark Zuckerberg was pissed off about a girl.
Now it turns out that he's just a piece of shit who does care about the money.
Yeah.
There's another mosquito. I'm just going to try and kill it. Yeah! Oh no, you little fucker. Did I get you? Oh, he's panicking.
The sound effects on that second one was great.
He's panicking.
There's some hot bed.
Sorry? No, I'm okay for hot to get. I'm trying to kill a mosquito.
Do you want me to leave it with you?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you very much. He's disappeared. I'm gonna have to get him later. That little fucker. Right. Okay. Sorry. Becky, what about your one?
I don't know. I can't really think of a negotiation-based one. I would really like to see like a Big Short style movie that tackles the progression of the shit show of the last few years.
Oh, I don't think I'm ready.
I think just done.
Too close to home.
Yeah, but I just think, like, I think there's so much shit that's gone on over the last few years that just, like, if you were asked to, like, write it all down, even in bullet point form, you couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so much that's happened, and that's just in this fucking country.
Yeah. There's an element of literally, like, when people say the satirists have got nothing to write anymore because life is just...
satire.
Yeah. I mean, even going down to the fucking... the current what's happened today with the whole WhatsApp messages.
Oh, God.
Oh, not handing them over. Oh, we've lost them. Oh, no, wait, we don't have them. His lawyers have them. And he wants to hand them over, but, you know... It's like, wait, what?
That is a whole what's in those messages.
And if anyone's seen the mild political thing, and I promise we'll stop, the 80-second clip of somebody asking Rishi Sunak about it, and he just keeps on repeating the line he's trying to say, and you can literally hear the person.
Tens of thousands.
Just go.
Tens of thousands. It's amazing. Sorry.
About halfway through it, and it's just it's. You can visibly see a very small man shrinking even more into the I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, but he's not going to do the right thing and quit, though, is he? Because they don't have a shred of the right thing in them.
I really haven't got the patience. The mental capacity to get into this now.
No. I think that's what they rely on.
No,
beating people down.
I'm hopeful that it's not going to be a problem in like 16 months' time.
It's a real long time. They can do a lot of damage in 16 months. Look at the last 16 months.
Yeah, but just I've got hope. Let me cling to that hope.
Okay. Fucking idiot.
That was our last question.
That's fair. I think I'd make a real good movie, but I think I'd like to see it after we're out the other side.
Yeah, let's get 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have things where everything doesn't feel like it's fucking crumbling, where flat earthers are actually given a legitimacy.
What? Yeah.
I don't think I'll get that far.
And then, like...
I think.
Yeah. I don't... get, like, real offended and, like, invoke freedom of speech and, like diversity of belief laws and stuff like that, don't they? It's bonkers.
Yeah.
Flat earthers are weird. The earth's round, people.
Interesting note on which to
What
end.
coming next week,
So, coming up next week, a couple of potential bangers, actually. So, we've...
Shit, I literally got here.
Oh, hang on. What are you talking about? Oh, hang on.
It's
It's because I'm on mute. I was on... So, I'm trying to fucking control the mutes here. So, I'm not on mute on Audacity. So, you'd have heard me starting to talk. And then Mark and Becky going, "Where's Ian?" Because I'd muted Skype, but not muted Audacity. It's very confusing. I'm really looking forward to being back to my normal setup next week. Because usually I just mute my Yeti microphone, and then that just fucking mutes everything for me. So, yeah, coming up next week. God, no. That thing's heavy. So, coming up next week, we got a couple of potential bangers. We have got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which seems to be getting some legit, this film is properly great reviews.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. And Rob Savage's new film, so which also apparently really does the job. So The Boogeyman, looking forward to that as well. And yeah, we'll do those. Sorry, that kind of ended weirdly. I'm kind of distracted because I don't think I killed that mosquito. Oh, there he is, that little fucker. He's back. Hang about. Right, come on, you. Right, you gotta fucking die. Did I get him? Oh, fuck, I don't think I got him. I don't know where he is. Oh, he's up there! Hang on. Right. No, he's gone. Oh, he's up there. Fuck you! No. Oh, he's behind the curtain now. Hang on. Yeah, no, I don't like you either. Alright? That get him?
So much murder.
That get him? Hang on. I don't even know how he got in here. There's a mosquito net in here. Yes! Fuck you! Oh, fuck! He's alive!
Such a beautiful way to round out the show, I love it.
I got him.
Massacring mosquito with a...
Oh, shit. He's fucking... Oh, he's gone.
Lieutenant!
Sorry. Oh, lots. I just very killed a mosquito.
How many times did it bite you?
Sorry?
How many times did it bite you?
It didn't bite me at all. But I'm protecting my family.
Mummy's killed a giant mosquito so far.
Okay, alright. I need to finish recording the podcast. I'll be with you in a couple of minutes.
How many times did you say
I said it a few times. I'm sorry. Alright, love you. Right, sorry. It's Donna gets insect bites like no one's business. So I'm particularly sensitive to killing insects because she has a really bad time with them. Anyway, hope everybody just enjoyed me live killing a mosquito.
You definitely need to leave that in.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll leave it in. Right, okay. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that show. Sorry for the randomness and the murder. I really fucked that thing up, though. I'm going to take a picture of it. It's really dead. Thank you very much for listening, folks. We'll speak to you next week. Goodbye, Mark.
Goodbye, Ian.
Goodbye, Becky.
Bye, Ian.
Go fuck yourself, Jason Reitman, and we're out. Good night.